3, 2, 1.
Here we go!
Welcome back to the show. We're going to talk about Rendon, Bryce Harper, the Savannah Bananas. We're going to give you our predictions for 2024 and much, much more on the Baseball Bro Show. And we're in.
Let's do it. Let's freaking do it.
Cool, Chase. Okay, you want to kick us off?
Oh, how's your week been?
Week's been pretty good.
Yeah?
Week's been
Busy?
pretty good. I mean, it's
Tiring?
been busy. I loved seeing Freddie Freeman just go so deep in Korea. That was
So
amazing to see.
Real deep.
That was a blast and a half. Don't you love just a good crack of the bat?
So, I think something sounds different in Korea, and I'll tell you what, it's going to sound different on a Wednesday morning as well.
Oh, baby. What time is the game at? Do you know?
3 a.m.
Oh my
3 a.m.
gosh.
I'm trying to plan my sleep schedule so I can watch it. You know, like, should I go to bed, wake up? Should I stay up? I got work next day, so probably not. I don't know. What do you think?
I'm not waking up at 3 a.m.
You're just
bro.
saying, screw it, I'll
I'm
watch
watching
the
highlights, dude. I'm watching highlights. It's not for me. It's for the Koreans. And you know what? I hope they enjoy it.
They're going to.
I'll
for
watch
sure.
those highlights.
For sure.
Let's talk about Rendon. So this is kind of old news. Rendon made those comments about how baseball essentially isn't like a priority for him. But we didn't touch on it last week because we ran out of time. What do you think about that?
I have a lot of comments about this, actually. Rendon is on my, let's not say hated. Hated is a strong word, but dislike list. I feel like, sorry for the background noise. I feel like Rendon is at that stage of his career where he's like on the downfall. So he's just trying to make excuses of why he is.
Hey, lift the mic up just a little bit. Or tilt it up so that they can hear you. If you guys aren't unfamiliar with the comments, I can pull up the exact comments right here. We don't have a producer
Oh, there we go.
yet,
Beautiful.
but he said, baseball has never been a top priority for me. This is a job. I do this to make a living. My faith, my family come first before this job. Now, I personally can't disagree with him because at the end of the day, this is a career, right? And who puts their career before their faith, their family? You don't do that as a normal human being. Like, I wouldn't expect you to put your job above your faith and your family. That it just doesn't. That's not a real expectation. But it's the wrong thing to say when you're Anthony Rendon. They spend hundreds of millions of dollars on you. You sign to an organization. You injure yourself from a freaking brawl.
Yeah.
And you underperformed just so heavily. And it's like when they're investing in you, the last thing you want to say is like, I don't care about
That's
baseball.
basically what he said. And if you're an Angel fan, which I know a couple of, that's just terrible thing to hear.
I think it's the right message to the wrong guy. That's how I see it.
Well, I think it's an understandable message, but I think the way he said it didn't sit well with a lot of people like me.
Well, it's kind of unfortunate for the Angels. You lose Ohtani. You have Anthony Rendon, who was a top 3 third baseman that just like suddenly is like, I don't want to play anymore.
I mean, he won World Series MVP. He was that guy, and that's who the Angels signed.
How is it that the Angels keep doing this? How does it keep happening to them that they just can't put a team together?
Well, here's the problem with the Angels is they always go for players with strong last years. You got Tyler Anderson, who they signed from the Dodgers, had a great year. But is he a great baseball player? I think he's an average pitcher. I think he's an average pitcher who had a great year last year. And they do this all the time. Justin Upton, Josh Hamilton. Who else? Off the top of my head.
That guy on the Rangers?
Ian
the lefty?
Kinsler.
Oh, no. Well, him
That's
too.
Josh Hamilton.
No, the left-hander.
Oh, CJ
See? Can't even remember
Something.
his name. CJ something.
Wilson.
CJ Wilson.
All these guys, they sign big contracts and just hope that Noah Syndergaard. I mean, this is just right off the top of my head, okay?
Yeah, that's very unfortunate. Did they sign Noah Syndergaard this year though? No.
No, it was like 2 years ago.
Oh.
They traded him to the Dodgers, I think, 2 years ago.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they just can't catch a break. And, like I've always given them crap over the years for just not caring about pitching. But it seems like they actually legitimately are trying when it comes to signing pitchers. It just no one wants to pitch for them, I guess, when they get there.
Yeah, I don't
But
know. It's just
yeah, I don't know. It's a bummer. I do not feel bad about being a Dodger fan when it comes to our moves in in the off season, but I do feel bad for those Angel fans who just can't catch a break.
I just think when you play not even half the year in the last 3 years with the Angels and then go out and saying like this isn't my priority, like yes, as a business side, it's like okay, sure, like he cares about his family, cares about his faith, he cares about his body, his health, his well-being, but it's just I don't know, man. It just pinches me somewhere in my body and just ticks me off. And I'm not even an Angels fan, so I don't know why it ticks me off, but like
because it's just like we care about the sport so much. Like this is like more than just a job, it's like a lifestyle. Like you go to the games, you wear the jerseys.
Like people spend money on your memorabilia,
on your
ticket.
last name.
Yeah.
On your
seriously.
bobbleheads.
Yeah.
Like it's almost like a religion to some people, not to us, but like to say that it doesn't matter is what is essentially what he's saying. I mean,
the way he said it too.
It's never been a top priority when it should be a priority.
Right.
But I don't know. I feel like we can't hate him too much for saying it. It's just the timing of it. Like if he won an MVP and then he was just like, yeah, it's not really a priority for me. Like
saying this 4 years ago.
Yeah, that would be totally understandable.
Okay, cool. Like the guy is a talent, but he's setting his priorities straight.
He obviously doesn't care about what people think of him because he continues to do like reckless things.
Yeah, he does not care at all.
Snatching fans and stuff. Okay, let's talk about Bryce Harper. He's moving over to first base. What do you think about this move, and do you think it's going to pay off?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's obviously getting to his later stage of his career. He's in the lineup for the bat. I don't understand why they put him at first instead of just putting him at DH.
Well, because Rhys Hoskins is gone. He's gone.
Okay.
So they need a first baseman. Outfielders are a little more like prevalent, I guess. Like, do they have like a stacked outfield? Is that why?
I mean, it's deep, but it's not like. I mean, the reason why he moved it first because he had Tommy John.
Well, that's why.
And they were just like, let's protect his elbow. This is our diamond right here on this team.
I can't imagine fielding a ground ball would be easier than fielding a fly ball, though, especially in right field. I mean, like, you're not really covering too much ground in right. You kind of...
Yeah, but...
I guess you're just there for your arm, and if you don't have an arm to throw, then, yeah, go to first. But who's their DH? The Phillies DH?
It's Schwarber.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. He can't play the outfield.
No, that guy's not playing. You know what's crazy? That guy came up as a catcher.
No, I know.
And he obviously never was meant for his defense, but... I mean,
he's just such a young
it's
DH.
crazy.
It's like crazy. Or he's been a young DH. Remember when he was? I think he caught a little bit on the Cubs. He had a stint.
Yeah, it was like right when he came up, and then he immediately moved to the outfield because he was a terrible catcher.
Yeah. Well, I think. Do you think? Okay, let me ask you this. Right, with Bryce Harper, do you think that being at first base, a little more closer to the action, in rhythm with like catching the balls at first, do you think that's going to increase his productivity at the plate?
I think he's going to be the same hitter he's always been. I don't think him playing the out, because a lot of guys who change positions usually
go to
struggle.
The outfield, right?
Well, what happens is they change positions and then they start struggling at the plate because it's in their head of like that confidence of playing that position. But I think a hitter like Bryce Harper isn't going to have a problem, especially an athlete like Bryce Harper. You got to remember this guy was a pitcher in high school and carving up kids and also hitting nukes, right?
Yeah, but I was under the impression that like if you were a first baseman and then you were struggling, they move you to left. Like that was like, hey, put the old hitting guy in left field and just worry about hitting home runs because playing the outfield is a little easier than playing the infield, right? Like that's kind of what they did.
Kind of.
No?
I mean, kind of, I guess. I mean, yeah.
So he's moving the opposite direction. Could that impact him negatively? I don't know.
But going into first as defensive liability for the Phillies? I think as far as just your routine ground balls and your routine throws and stretches, I think he'll be fine. But when you get those low throws in the dirt or those...
You got to get picks.
I don't think that's going to be as effective as your guys like Freddie Freeman or Vlad Guerrero or, guys who known to do that very well.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I think he'll hold his own. He's a pretty athletic guy.
Yeah,
that Bryce.
That's what I was saying earlier. Like he's always been an athletic guy. He can adapt pretty well. I don't think that's going to hurt the Phillies that much defensively.
Yeah,
but have that bat in the lineup.
I mean, you don't want to get to a point where you put all your eggs in the Bryce Harper basket over there at first, and then he misses like 4 balls.
Yeah,
through the old legs, or just like simple kind of screwballs from the shortstop that he misplays and doesn't catch it properly. I don't know. What do you do? Like,
I mean, he's had a whole year now, a whole off season, a whole spring training to figure it out. And a lot of guys go to first base in their careers. Adam Dunn, right? Mm-hmm. So it's not just like this is a new thing that's happening.
But usually they go from like third to first, right?
Well, I would say a lot of outfielders, like Richie Sexton, too. I'm pretty sure was an outfielder before he came to first.
Okay, maybe I'm mixing that up, but whatever. Let's move on. Joey Votto. The Votto.
Yeah.
The Joey V.
So I don't know if you saw it today, but his first pitch of his at-bat of spring, dinger, for the Blue Jays, representing his hometown. How do you feel Joey Votto plays to the Blue Jays roster? Does he make the roster? Is he starting?
I mean, the dude's a legend, right? Canadian legend. I don't see where he'd fit in the lineup.
You don't think he'd be a DH?
I mean, he could, yeah, but I would love for him to be on that roster, in that lineup. I think it would add so much to a young team, especially with two young stars.
Definitely.
He's like a guru when it comes to hitting. Like, just his approach and his plate vision. Like, I'm sure there's a bank of knowledge that he's offering to this team that is intangible. It's more of like an investment in that way. So, like, even if he doesn't perform, which, I mean, his numbers obviously have been on the decline. As you get older, it's kind of how it goes, right? But like the value that he would be adding to the offense from a like mentorship perspective would be very, very worth having on the roster, even if he doesn't play every day.
I mean, you have to think about this too. He is going to add Albert Pujols at bats, where he's not going to have the same productivity that he had with the Reds. But he's going to add those clutch ABs where if you need a guy to go up and get a hit, you can trust a veteran like Votto.
That's true.
That
could pay off in the playoffs too.
I don't see the reason why the Blue Jays would just go and say, hey, go to the minors.
It's just kind of silly that they would even offer him a minor league deal. Like, this guy's a legend. Like, have some respect, right?
Do they have to list it as Joey Votto signs a minor league deal with the Blue Jays?
That's just so bad.
Yeah.
That guy's not playing in the minors.
Let me give you a quick stat check here, okay? This guy can go hitless all year and still have a higher on-base percentage than Tony Gwynn in his career.
One of the best hitters ever.
That's just let that sit in your head for a minute.
Let's get some fun Joey Votto stats pulled up here. Let's see. He had guess how many seasons he's had? How many years?
Well, like 15?
He's had 17. All right.
That's crazy. That makes me feel old.
Let's see. How many times has he been in the top 3 MVP vote in his career?
I would say 3 times.
Dude, not on the on the nose, 3? Bro. 3. Yeah. How many times has he won MVP?
Once, right?
Yeah, what year?
2011.
Oh, So close. 2010.
2010. Dang it.
That was good. That was really good.
Dang, I know a little bit more about baseball than I thought.
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
This one's going to be tough because it's not that easy. How many times has he won a Gold Glove?
Ooh, 3. 1. Okay,
One.
I knew he's always been a good defender, but I know he hasn't won that many.
Yeah, he won it the year after he won MVP. Okay, so how many categories did he lead in when he won his MVP?
Batting average, I would assume. RBIs for sure.
No.
No, neither of those?
Mm-mm.
So he didn't lead in any categories.
He led in on-base percentage,
Okay,
slugging,
well, yeah.
and OPS. He had
Okay, well, those go
424.
together.
Yeah,
All three
of
of
those. Yeah. Okay, now let's get the final stat here for all those stat junkies. What is his career on-base percentage?
It's got to be in the 400s. It's got to be like I'm going to say 417.
409.
Okay, that's pretty close.
Ridiculous, dude.
Yeah,
That's ridiculous. Man.
That means he's getting on base 41% of his at-bats.
That means, let's see. That means that 2 out of every 5 times he's at the plate, he's going to get on base.
Yeah.
Which means you can safely bet with almost a 50% chance, no, higher, right? That at least one time he'll get on base in a game.
Yeah. Oh, that's like a 75% chance that he's going to get on base a game every time.
That's crazy.
Maybe more than that, honestly. Yeah.
Man, I wish I could look this up fast. I want to see where that ranks in all-time highest
OPS?
career on-base percentage.
Well, let me just jump in.
I guess you can't really look that up because like someone could be in the league for like 3 games and have 100% OPS.
Yeah, there's got to be like a minimum at bat.
Or a minimum season, like 15 years.
Yeah.
Nah, let's not get too into weeds. We're going to waste time.
Basically, what we were trying to do there is the
Tell you how
disrespect.
ridiculous.
Just like the disrespect the Giants had on Matt Chapman.
Yeah. I mean, his on-base percentage when he hit 202 last year was still 314.
It's like, who's very similar going down that route? Obviously not as good as a hitter, but Max Muncy is that way too. Max Muncy has low batting average, high OPS, walks a lot, That's kind of
OPS or on-base percentage? Both?
Yeah.
Well, I guess because he...
I guess, yeah, that's plus slugging. I mean, yeah. But that's kind of the way baseball is turning out nowadays. Get on base, let's hit a home run.
I would love for Joey Votto to just be like, F it. I'm hitting 160 this year, but I'm going to hit 50 nukes.
Hit 50 nukes, I'm going to walk 50 times.
Yeah, I'm just going to go walk for Jack.
Yeah.
1-to-1.
Basically.
I want him to. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
I could see him having
that's having productive value for your ball club.
I could see him having a like A-Rod 40 season, like a year 40.
Well, that's if he gets the time. I mean,
40 years old, just
there's a lot of good hitters on that Blue Jays team, so
pumping him over the fence.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
That'd be awesome.
Did you hear about the Savannah Bananas selling out Minute Maid Park?
Oh, what a great transition, Chase. Yes, they did. 42,000 seats.
Roy Oswalt pulling off that 12-6 nastiness.
He still has it.
He still got it. Roger Clemens dealing out there.
Roger Clemens looking like just 40 pounds heavier than when I last saw him.
It's crazy because when I saw the highlight of Roy Oswalt pitching, he still had that quick little... When he gets to that high leg kick, he like quickly releases to the ball. He had that same motion. You would think when they get older and they just don't really care that much, they slow it down. He's still keep
there.
The mechanics consistent, no matter how old you get.
Consistent mechanics. That's the name of the game. I love what the Savannah Bananas are doing with their little world tour. They're going to the MLB stadiums. They're selling out stadiums. Like it's fun.
It's like the Globetrotters of basketball.
But it's not, though, because they're actually playing, Like the Globetrotters...
It's like that's more set up.
Yeah, the Globetrotters win every time, Like it's...
Most of the time, yeah. But
no, every time, right? It was set up so that they won every time.
Well, I guess that's more like WWE of basketball.
Yeah,
right?
They like the Globetrotters are just running circles around the freaking the Generals. Is that what they were called? I don't know.
Yeah.
But the Savannah Bananas are like actually they're playing against the party animals. They're real games. I mean, I looked into it a little bit. Have you ever watched a Savannah Banana game?
I haven't seen a full game, but I've seen like highlights, and I know that they actually play like an actual game, but there's some like skits or moments during the game.
That's all I see too,
right?
On Instagram. They got the best marketing, like out of anyone, everywhere. But like it works because they like have labeled themselves as like, we're not playing baseball, we're playing banana ball, and it's something we invented, and it's for social media, and it's for a specific type of fan that wants to have fun.
Well, it's the market that likes baseball but gets so bored by it because it's such a long game and it's slow and it's,
Yeah, but so here's the thing I wanted to bring up, because we got the Savannah Bananas and we got them making baseball fun again. Trademarked slogan right now. Just saying that. Just kidding. We got them making baseball fun again. We have the MLB with their let the kids play, celebrate, bat flips, more home runs, more strikeouts, more personalization, more swag, more chains, more dugout
handshake,
things,
celebrations on the bags,
all that stuff, right? Now, I was talking to someone the other day, and don't get me wrong, I'm all for it. I love it. I think it's sick. I love having that customization. I love having that personality, that energy, that emotion. I think it's awesome, right? But I was talking to someone the other day, and he was telling me, because he's a baseball fan too, he was telling me that baseball is still a dying sport, and we're doing all these things, but is it the right direction? Because you look at soccer, the Premier League, you look at all of those like divisions out there, and they're kind of still more traditional. They're leaning a little more traditional. They don't have like crazy swag that they put on when they're playing the games, at least in Europe. They're very tame. They're not super like, you don't see like crazy nutty celebrations outside of what they've been doing for a while, like the backflips and the goal celebrations and whatnot. But that sport is gaining in popularity year after year after year across the globe, across the world. Baseball is a very traditional sport, just like soccer, at least for America, for the U.S. And instead of leaning into the things that we grew up loving about the game, which is sort of like the traditional nature of it, I enjoy small ball. I enjoy bunting, stealing, hit and runs. I enjoy like celebrating when the moment is worth it. I enjoy big bat flips when it's a walk-off home run. I enjoy these like climactic moments. But if all the moments in baseball are climactic, then it's like none of them are. If we're bat flipping and we're going crazy and stuff in the second inning when we hit a home run and you're down 6, like, are we going to be going just as crazy if we hit a walk-off home run, or is it just another home run? Like, when is it that, like, is the home run ruining baseball? If we're having too many home runs, do they, like, stop caring? Like, remember back in the day, we were watching the Dodgers and we're watching Matt Kemp, and we're like, oh, he might get the 40-40. And that was, like, unheard of,
Yeah.
That was crazy.
I mean, that was before the pitch clock and, before home runs were, like, super big.
Now we got Ronald Acuna going 40-70 and doing it like it was nothing.
Like, yeah, seriously.
40 home runs is like you better hit 40 home runs or else you're not getting signed next year kind of talk.
Almost to the point, yeah.
Yeah, it's getting there. We're close. Like 30 home runs back in the day used to be like you're a good power hitter. 40 was like, wow, you got elite power. And then 40 stolen bases was like, dang, you got elite speed. Now we're going 40-70.
Yeah.
Like,
well, I mean, Ronald Acuna's
he's a stud.
Yeah.
He's a stud. Don't get me wrong. He's a stud. But like Judge hit 60.
Yeah.
Plus, or however many he hit. That was crazy.
Yeah, in his rookie year.
And he did.
And Pete Alonso did the same thing.
They're like, it's just like, it's cake, you know? You take a piece, you take a piece. It's being dished out, distributed so much that it's like those home runs, those moments are losing its flair, its flavor. Like soccer, I compare it to soccer again. And I'm just bringing this up because it was brought up to me and it like, I never thought of it this way. But soccer, like, you score 3 goals a game, and that's a lot of goals. You score 1 goals, and the crowd one goal, and the crowd goes crazy, right? Like they erupt. So it's like we hit 1 home run in the game, everyone's freaking in it. You know, we're all engaged, we're all fired up about it. So the at the end of the day, the question that I was left with while talking to this guy was, is it better for us to highlight the exciting moments of the game and increase the amount of times that happens? Or is it better for us to try to teach people the game, the traditional game of baseball, and encourage people to play the game like the sim or similar way that we used to play it back in the day, where there's more hits, more stolen bases, more bunts, more hit and runs, and then the home run is like a little more rare and kind of more of like a novelty?
Well, I think it depends on who you're trying to talk to. Are you trying to talk to somebody who wants to play the game, or are you trying to talk to somebody who wants to watch the game?
I'm trying to say that if you are trying to get a viewer to watch the game of baseball, and I'm talking the entire game of baseball, not just the highlights, not just what you see on Instagram and TikTok, are you going to get that person to watch the game by making it so that we hit 6 home runs a game? Or are you going to try to get that viewer to watch the game by teaching them why the game is fun to watch, pitch by pitch, moment by moment? Me and you, I played the game all the way up to college. I know the mini battles that happen in the game. I see it happen. Like I see the pitcher like throwing to a hitter because the guy's a pull hitter, so he's gonna go soft outside and then go high and tight in, like fast. Like when he's got the balance off, I could see a hitter after he took like 2 or 3 hacks. I'm like, oh, that guy's freaking on. Do not hang anything. Do not leave anything up. Like he's gearing for a home run.
Foul balls are different from this
Those
guy.
are that, yeah. That like he is like just missing that one. Like he just missed it, and everyone, like an average viewer would be like, how do you know? Like how do you?
So that's the thing that's why I said it depends on who you're talking to, because
Yeah, but like how do we get, like, is it better for us to teach those average viewers to watch the game the way that we watch it and not try to pump up as many home runs as possible? Because
I don't think teaching average viewers are going to make them watch it more.
you don't think
By
so?
explaining, let's just say you get a guy off the street and you're like, would you rather watch a football game or a baseball game? And then you're like, okay, let me get you the history of baseball. This is what I'm seeing out of it, battling.
But
in
like
and out.
football is easy to understand. Basketball's easy to understand. You like,
I don't think football is easy to understand.
you don't think so?
You got so many different positions, so many like formations, so many guys moving at different times, doing
hike
triple
the ball,
option.
You hike the ball, you throw the ball,
But
they
see,
catch the
that's-
ball,
but
they
see,
go down the field.
That's what an average viewer sees. You
Yeah.
talk about a person who played, they see a hike from the quarterback. You got the running back as one option. You got the slant from the tight end as another option. You got the deep ball down the field as another option.
Yeah, but
what
like that's
what the defensive coordinator and the offensive coordinator are battling against each other to see who's going to win the matchup.
But usually in a broadcast, that's all explained. Like they break it down. They like, but like in a baseball broadcast, it's broken down, but it's like a more of like, this guy throws 99 miles per hour and his average fastball is 106. Whoa, look
Well, the
at that.
StatCast now breaks it down.
Yeah, but
So
like
you're like this guy's batting 420 on fastballs in.
I just noticed that we see less like breakdown. I mean, you see it with like players commentating, but you see less breakdown of like the strategy of, oh, I'd throw him high and tight because he's having a hard time hitting those right now. You know, like, or
Right.
like
that's what we would
you
we
should
would say.
double up on inside. But like, for instance, like I loved watching the Super Bowl this year because the quarterback for the Cowboys, who's like the announcer now, what's his name?
Tony
again?
Romo.
Tony Romo was like literally giving us so much like just juicy insider football knowledge on like what's going like oh, this he has to convert here. If he doesn't convert here, then blah 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 blah. And I'm like, I didn't freaking know that. Like I thought he had 2 more shots, you know, like, or like giving us all this valuable juicy knowledge that I feel like we're lacking because we're replacing that with like talking about.
Well, it's flashy moments is what we're replacing it with.
Yeah, look at this bat flip. Was that called for? Blah, blah, you know, like those flashy moments.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And sometimes those bat flips get into arguments or fights between players or coaches or whatever. And who doesn't want to see a fight on the baseball field?
Yeah, and I'm not even like disagreeing though. Like I do like the bat flips. I would love to hit 10 home runs more than I did in college. I only hit like 4.
Real quick before we get into it, did you see the college bat flips and how they get ejected now?
That's dumb.
That's a whole nother topic that we're not going to go into right now, but is that preventing things like this happening in the MLB?
See, but that's dumb though. That's dumb because
they're playing for MLB contracts. They're playing with emotion. They have something to play for.
They're actually having something to play for. Yes, like in the MLB, it's a job. Like Anthony Rendon, full tie back. Anthony Rendon saying it's
just a job.
You're playing
Don't
for your
bat
job.
flip.
Whereas there's so much more energy with college baseball because it's like you're playing for your school, you're playing for your people. You have 4 years. You have 4 years to figure it out to win a national championship.
Well, some people 3s. Some people 3 years.
You have 4 years for an MLB team to notice you. Everything is on the line. Like everything is like every game is important because the seasons are shorter. Like the time limit in which you can achieve something is shorter. You like every moment is big. If you hit a double, like that scores 2 RBIs, that's big because that could get you just a little bit closer to a national championship.
It catches one more attention or one more scout's attention on you.
Yeah. And another thing is they're trying to get NIL deals. And, you know, like this is going to sound very hypocritical to me because I was just literally fighting against more home runs. But if these guys are hitting home runs and doing sick bat flips, like that's more attention, that's more eyes, that's more tags on Instagram, that's more visibility.
I mean, that's how I figured it out because somebody like literally hit a bomb in college and flipped their bat like crazy. Didn't even start walking like 10 seconds after the ball landed in the outfield.
That's pretty
and got ejected.
Oh, that's pretty ridiculous.
I mean, it's extreme, but like it's so vague to say you get ejected from a bat flip.
Yeah, you can't just make that rule because it's like, what's a bat flip?
That's a very opinionated rule by an umpire.
Yeah.
Just like a technical foul in the NBA.
Yeah, I mean, that's a tricky one, dude.
So I don't know how I feel. I think maybe a warning or something for that player for the season and the next time he'll get ejected because it's just like, I mean, you got so much emotion in these guys. And I don't know, like you're up, like we said, they're fighting for their career because some of these guys go straight back to the grocery market. You know what I mean? They play college baseball and that's the highlight of their whole life and the baseball. I mean, like for you, for example, right? You know, sorry.
What are you trying to say here, buddy? No, I get it. Yeah, that's like, I'm not going to the grocery market though. Don't disrespect me like that, bro.
I'm not saying. I was just that's how some people end up though. You know, the people that don't have a drive to do anything else except for baseball, they end up in that career or whatever. I'm not saying everybody like that, but I'm just saying that's a possibility.
I don't know. You're going down a rabbit hole that I'm going to stop you from going
down a rabbit hole. Well, you know, since we're on the topic of college baseball, what if we did something fun? What do you think? What if we did something where we go back to 2012? Why 2012? Because we already looked at it. We already know what the draft order was. What if we go back to 2012 and rearrange the draft based on player performance today? And I just want to take the top the first round of the draft and rearrange it and take the top 10 of those players and put them in order. And we don't have to go exact player for player, but I just want, an idea of where they're good picks, where they're bad picks, type thing, right?
Yeah, this is fun. I like looking back on drafts because it's so easy to like dismiss a draft because you like don't know how they're going to end up, and then it kind of just evolves and you don't really remember.
Yeah.
So you go back and like, dang, that was a good draft class.
Or you're like, dang, this guy was that low of a draft pick and he's nasty.
Yeah, they picked this guy that low. What? Okay, let's go because our first pick in the 2012 draft was Carlos Correa for the Houston Astros. Now, Chase, does he retain that number 1 draft pick?
So Carlos Correa had an immaculate 2017 season. And I don't really want to go into this because, yes, I am still a little salty about that season. But I don't think he remains number 1 pick because I think Corey Seager, who was drafted 18th in that draft, takes over. And just look at them today, right? Corey Seager, yes, dealt with a lot of injuries. Carlos Correa, yes, had a major injury in his foot. But you're talking about pure talent, more for their team. Corey Seager's won 2 World Series. He's won 2 World Series MVPs, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that's true.
This guy has proven to do it in the regular season, in the playoffs. And when you look at a draft pick, that's what you're looking for. You're looking for somebody to take your franchise and to win World Series, right?
That's true.
So I believe, he was drafted out of high school.
He's drafted as a third baseman. That's what it says here.
That's crazy.
That's wild. And then they
followed his brother's footsteps. Wanted to be. He was a big dude. Is a big dude. He's like, what, 6'7"?
I don't know, but he's huge.
Yeah.
I met him in real life.
Yeah.
He's a big guy and he has a tiny head. Isn't that funny?
Big legs.
Big shoulders, dude.
Big shoulders, big
wide shoulders.
I think he's just got bigger body to where his head isn't small, but it's just smaller compared to
it just looks really small.
Yeah.
On his big body, dude. Yeah, when we played against him at APU, when he was on the single A team for the Dodgers, and what's hilarious is like I knew he was a first round pick for the Dodgers, and I was like telling everyone, I'm like, okay, the shortstop Corey Seager, he might be a stud in the MLB. That game makes 2 errors at shortstop, like 2 easy backhands, errors, right? And then against our college level D2 pitching, just skies one up to the catcher, and that's it. That's all he did. Got taken out of the game. And then we're like giving knuckles to everyone. He's in the lineup, and it's just like right here, do, and then and then do.
back to the normal size human beings.
Yeah, for the listeners, I was doing knucks down here, then
just
way
one
up there
for Corey. But yeah,
then what does he do the next year or that year? He hits 330 in the minor leagues with 30 jacks, and he's like, oh, okay, this guy's going to be our next starting shortstop for the Dodgers.
Hey, Kyle Seager called it, though. He did say he is
the worst Seager.
Corey is the better Seager. Hence his nickname, Corey's brother.
I guess so. Okay, pick number 2. Who we got?
Yeah, so I'm going to have to take Max Fried here, who was drafted 7th overall by the San Diego Padres.
So
also out of high school.
He would be going to the Minnesota Twins and replacing Byron Buxton, who has been just kind of...
When he's healthy, he's good.
Yeah.
It's just... This is honestly a draft of injuries, now that I think about it.
Oops. I loved to draft Byron Buxton in fantasy every year. And every year, I was always like, dang, maybe next year. Maybe next year he just puts together a healthy season. And it hasn't been the case. So maybe this year. I don't know. We'll see.
Let's see. Addison Russell, too, is someone you like to draft a lot?
Don't even
David Dahl.
say that. I'm going to get canceled.
Shout out Bradshaw. David Dahl is in this draft.
David Dahl. We got, who else? Tyler Naquin.
He's still I think he's on the Guardians, right?
I don't know, maybe. Mike Zunino was the 3rd pick. Who would we replace him with? Because he's definitely not staying there, yeah?
I really think this is where Carlos Correa falls into the 3rd pick. Because obviously, yes,
he's
as much as I don't like him as a baseball human being,
Okay.
He is a talent, right? You can't deny that. He's always been a talent defensively. He's been a talent at the plate. Very clutch player, good in the playoffs. So I think out of these first round picks in 2012, I put him at number 3.
Where is number 4? It's Kevin Gossman right now. I think that's a pretty good
And
spot for Kevin.
Leave him
Gossman.
right there.
Leave him right there.
Because
Great
this
pick
guy,
from the Orioles.
This guy never made it until he came to the Giants.
Yeah.
Right? You got to remember, when he was on the Orioles, he was just getting carved up.
Yeah,
People were hitting nukes off him.
Yeah.
Then he went to the Giants and just resurrected his whole career.
Yeah, that was
Right?
great. No,
Now
he had the tools. He had the
Yeah.
raw talent. He just couldn't put it together in an organization.
Yeah.
He just needed that correct coaching and that correct push. And I'm not saying the Orioles have bad coaching. I'm just saying that like sometimes one person's way
Some
of
people
coaching,
follow other coaches better.
Yeah, that's just how it goes.
Or there's just a pitch they add or a pitch they take away, like Garrett Cole's curveball. They took away his slider, just gave him the curveball in Houston, and he was just dominant.
and that'll do it.
Right?
And that'll do it.
And not
Didn't
that
work
he
for
was
Pittsburgh.
bad in Pittsburgh, but
Yeah.
that took him to the next level.
Number 5, Kyle Zimmer.
I don't even know who that is.
You don't know Kyle Zimmer?
No.
I think he's been in the league, bro. He's been around. Who do you give that to?
So this is where I'm a little torn. If I had to just go,
We got Michael Wacha at 19, and we got Marcus
Yeah.
Stroman at 22. I think we're back and forth between that. For
I
me.
go Stroman.
Stro?
Just based on the consistency. Accelerated Michael Wacha in the Cardinals in his rookie year.
Mm-hmm.
He was nasty in the World Series
Yeah.
or in just the playoffs.
But it's like so sad because you really didn't hear much about him beyond that.
Until recently. He's been pretty
recently.
good recently.
But like that whole middle section, I felt like could have been filled with so much more.
Oh, yeah. It was kind of like a fall off and then a resurrection for him. He's been good, been bad, then back to being good again.
Yeah.
Right? And Stroman's just been a consistently solid pitcher. I think he was an all-star maybe 2 or 3 times.
Can you imagine
the most.
Stroman on the Kansas City Royals in 2012? That means he would have been a part of that 2015 World Series run.
That's true. That's true. That could have. I don't know. This butterfly effect is real in this situation, right? You don't know. What if they had Stroman and they took someone else out of that rotation? Does that make a difference? Does he perform the same way? Let's say it was Dan Duffy on that team back then. Let's say if Dan Duffy was on that team.
Yeah.
Does he perform the same way he does, right? You just never know. But, I mean, obviously it's going to make the team better.
Yeah, and I want to just like look up Kyle Zimmer because I know Kyle Zimmer made the MLB, and I want to. You said never heard of him before. Let's just see. Okay, you got 3 years. You got 3 years in the regular season. He went 0-1 in 2019 with a 10.8 ERA. He went 1-0 with a 1.57 ERA. 15 games the first year, 16 games the second. Then you got 52 games in the bullpen. Well, all 3 have been in the bullpen, but the 2021 was his biggest year as far as productivity goes. 4.83 ERA, and then sayonara. Just see ya.
Dang, that's crazy.
Sorry there, Kyle.
So then
You
we
got
got
replaced?
we were on 6.
No, I think we did top 5, right? Are we doing top 10? I feel like top 5 is fine.
Well, let's just honorable mentions that could fall
yeah,
in the next category. You
Okay.
got Lucas Giolito
yeah.
at 16 there. I mean,
Yeah,
he's on the decline right now. Let's be honest.
he was
right?
out of high school,
Yeah,
out of
that's true.
Harvard Westlake.
Studio City, California.
Yep, and we got Tyler Naquin. Is that how I say
David
his-
Dahl. I
David
mean,
Dahl.
I still don't. I wouldn't count him out yet, right? He's still playing and could
Yeah.
possibly make. Is he on the Rockies still? I don't even know.
I don't know. Let's see. We're gonna do a quick. We got Andrew Heaney.
Andrew Heaney. Yeah, solid career.
David Dahl's on the Phillies.
The Phillies. Wow.
He went
Oh, that's right. I do
Colorado to
remember that
Texas,
actually.
Milwaukee to San Diego to the Phillies. So it's been a minute. We just
I just can only
couple
remember him
teams,
being
bro.
on the Rockies.
whenever I see his face, I see it in a Colorado uniform, you know? So I
true.
don't
Says he was
I don't
drafted by the
blame
Rockies
you.
here, too.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
I mean,
I
that's
think
pretty much it. You got Addison Russell, the promised son, who never was promised anything.
Yeah.
except for that one World Series that he had with the Cubs.
Yeah.
But, man, talk about falling off the face of the planet of the Earth.
What, Addison Russell?
Yeah. Goodness
Well, dude, I
gracious.
mean, wouldn't he smack his wife, right?
Was he one of those guys?
He was, yeah. That's how he got out. Was he started beating up on his wife.
Yeah.
See ya.
I mean, that was just another reason of him. He wasn't, even if
wasn't
that
even
didn't
that good.
happen, yeah, it would have been a matter of time.
He had good hands. That was about it. That's a bad joke. That wasn't even meant to be a joke, but it could have been a joke. He had he had good hands when he was hitting, bro. He had good hands when he was hitting. I'm sorry.
Honestly, didn't even get that until you said it.
I didn't say it like that originally. I was
happened.
just saying it like he had good hands, like hitting. Like not
No, I know what you meant.
hitting
He was quick
wa-
hand. He had
like-
quick
yeah,
hands.
he was quick hands.
Yeah.
Not like hitting girls, like
Yeah.
just quick.
I get it. Well, you don't have to
No,
explain yourself.
he was really quick with his hands, and on the field too, fielding ground balls and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
that's true.
Who else, dude? Lewis Brinson.
Oh my
Do you know
gosh,
who that
guy,
is?
Was that the guy? That guy on the Marlins?
Yeah.
Oh, he's drafted out of high school. Yeah, that makes sense.
who also was a very highly regarded prospect coming up from the Marlins, and just did not perform the way that I thought he would when I drafted him 2 times, thinking he would be rookie of the year. Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
you know what?
That's pretty much it. Lucas Sims, I guess, MLB guy.
I feel like Chris Stratton is a name that I recognize. Yeah.
Stratton was on the Pirates after he left the Giants as a reliever.
Now
He was a closer, I think, for 1 year, but
now he's on the Royals, where all pitchers go to retire.
Yeah.
Yikes, that's so sad.
Yeah.
Here we go. Looks like he's still kicking. He's still kicking.
You know,
He has a career.
he's been in the majors, and that's saying a lot as it is, you know.
Yeah, he's had a decent career here, huh? 3 to 5s ERA.
He barely dropped to the minors for a little bit, but
Just
he's
a little-
consistently a Major League Baseball
Just a
player.
little dip. That's it. Just a little dippy. Little toe in the water. Let's see, who's this Lucas Sims guy?
He's on the Reds.
Is he? He looks like he is. Yeah.
Um,
Does he have a little career?
No. He had there was one of those guys where you brought him up, get him some time, and then
Spot start while your
no,
guys.
no, like the Reds didn't have anyone else.
they just simply ran out of pitchers. We'll just throw Lucas in there.
Hey,
Hey, go for it,
Lucas,
dude.
come up. Let's
Go
see what
for
you
it.
got.
Yeah.
You can have a whole year too, because we don't
Yeah.
have anyone else. Just kidding. We're
Wow.
not. We're disrespectful. I'm sorry.
I know that is so mean of
These
you,
guys
Chase.
are MLB players, man. Okay, just to make it there.
Yeah.
We know how hard that is.
Well, how about this guy Mark Apple? You remember that guy?
Yeah.
He was drafted in this draft.
And he went to college.
He was 6th overall,
He went back to Stanford to pitch.
and then he was
And
first the next
dealed.
year, right?
Just absolutely dealed. And yeah,
How about that, bro? How about that? You get picked 8th, not 6th, 8th in the draft. 8th overall. And you're like, you know what? It's not good enough. I want number 1.
he knew what his value. I mean, and he didn't get
1.
the reason why he went back is because he didn't get the signing bonus he wanted. It wasn't big enough for him. So he's like, screw it. I'm going back to college. I'm going to freaking deal against these 18-year-olds. And then I'm going to get my $6 or whatever $1 million he's going to get as a number 1 pick. And he did.
He did.
And guess what? It didn't work out.
It didn't really work out in the bigs for my guy Markey. That is kind of incredible. What happened there?
I don't even know. I just, going to the bigs, and I think MLB players can say this, that there's not much different, like a disperse of talent between minor leaguers and MLB players. I think they're pretty similar in talent, as far as talent goes. But just being on that stage, there's just so much nerves.
My guy Mark made his debut in 2022.
That's crazy. So it wasn't even the fact that, but just being, I guess, from going to college to minors, he couldn't handle it. He couldn't find, I think he was a little wild from what I remember.
Did he hurt himself?
I don't even know. Honestly,
he had 6 games through 10 innings, had a 1.74 ERA, an average against 243 in 2022 for the Philadelphia Phillies, and then that's it.
That's all she wrote.
What? Yeah, I mean, he must have hurt himself, right? Or just, I don't know, didn't get it done.
I think it was his control.
Yeah,
That's crazy, though. I mean, how can you be so dominant in
Yikes.
college and just never make it where you want to?
yeah. It looks like it had been injuries. Had to be. Yeah. Well, we'll go into that.
I mean,
Another time.
Speaking of number 1 pick and injuries,
Uh-oh.
Garrett Cole.
Mm.
You hear what's going on with Garrett Cole?
Wow, what a transition, Chase. What a transition. We got the Garrett Cole out for at least a month with elbow soreness. Went to go see a doctor in LA on Wednesday. And this is becoming quite a common problem in the MLB. Pitchers having elbow soreness. Not just pitchers needing Tommy John, but I think my elbow's sore. I'm going to get it checked out.
Elbow soreness.
What do you think it is?
What does that mean?
Yeah, I don't know why did you even do the air quotes? What does that even mean?
Well, do you think that pitchers are preventing telling their fans that they're going to get Tommy John? Right? Because
But
think
why would
about
they do that? Why would you do that?
I don't know.
What-
It could be a marketing thing. Could be a business thing, a money thing. Garrett Cole goes out and said before the season starts. Does that lessen tickets for fans, for Yankee fans?
Yeah, it's weird because
Lessen
Ohtani,
sales of his jersey.
it's like Ohtani did something similar, right? Like he didn't want to say that he got Tommy John for a second time, right?
Yeah.
Did he get Tommy John a second time? I thought he did.
He
right?
did with the Angels, and then now it's his second time right now.
Yeah. So like, but he was like avoiding that phrase or that term for the surgery for a while.
It's
Until
all
recently.
publicity, and I just feel like for their money's sake, selling their jerseys, getting endorsements, all these things, they're trying to prevent the inevitable, right? With these things, and
They're optimistic, maybe.
I don't know. I mean,
What's happening here? What's going on? Like, why are pitchers at an alarming rate injuring their elbows? We could answer seriously because we're both doctors and we know exactly what we're talking about,
yeah.
right?
Well-
So let's dive into it.
well, let's more like guess into it.
I want to make a wild accusation because I think it's fun. I think the reason why elbows are being injured more is because people are getting too strong.
Too strong.
Too strong.
Too strong. Too early.
Too strong, too fast.
Too fast.
I think. Here, let me get closer to the mic here.
Yeah.
I think that the training needs to be changed. Yeah, that's what I think.
Spin rate going up too fast.
Too fast.
Velo going up too fast.
Too fast.
And this brings it up to another person in MLB right now, Yuri Perez. Yuri Perez is a top prospect for the Marlins.
Elbow soreness.
Elbow soreness.
I
Going
think-
to see a doctor.
I think it's honestly. Kids are waiting until they get into their adult bodies, and they're like, "I'm gonna go from 85 to 95 in a year," and you just can't do that in a year. That's like a more recent comparison that I have to it is like when people who are rock climbing think that they can just put on muscle and
Automatically do it.
and do a V0 to a V10, which is like an intro to like a really difficult one. But your tendons have to also get strong, and those are hard to strengthen, quickly. They need time over time, like stress. You can't just do that fast. Like if everything else is moving super fast and your tendon's not strengthening with the muscles and everything else,
The rest of your body.
then you're not going to be able to like have a healthy tendon. That thing's going to just snap off. So I think what's happening is that pitchers are like, I'm not going to get a shot at the MLB unless I can prove that I could throw 95, and I can't.
Well, it's not
get
thinking.
there.
It's reality.
Well, it is reality, but I can't get there until I can train to throw 95, and I have to wait till I have my man body. I have to wait till I'm 17, 18 years old.
Now, do you think there's going to be some kind of treatment in the future where they're preventing this or speeding up the process, but coming up with a system to not allow this to happen? Like basically like a cure for tearing elbows?
I don't think there's a cure for it. I think
it is just what it is.
It is what it is. The only thing that's going to change about it is if organizations are going to be like, enough. Like,
No.
there's going to be a clause that if you have Tommy John, then we can release you. You know what I mean? And I don't think that's ever going to happen.
No.
It's never going to happen.
And I also think that
People come back from Tommy John perfectly, like, all right.
yeah,
It's
I mean
tough.
they come back stronger actually.
Sometimes, yeah.
You know, I mean they still have that. Sometimes it can happen again, like it does with many pitchers: Dustin May, Walker Buehler, Shohei Ohtani. But most of the time, I don't even know if Justin Verlander have Tommy John.
Let's do a little fact check.
Yeah.
Continue talking what you're saying.
But anyways, I mean, I think what you were saying about the elbow problem is a very common answer that people will say. Like, obviously, they're training too fast.
He did. He did have
Right.
Tommy John,
And he
so-
came back stronger, right?
Yeah,
he came back.
yeah, he's still-
age 9 now,
He's 39.
throwing 97. Like that's ridiculous.
It's unbelievable.
Max Scherzer,
but Justin
had Tommy
Verlander
John.
is like a specimen. He gets better as he's pitching. Like, he doesn't fall off. He throws harder and harder as the innings go on.
Justin Verlander also has the Kate Upton powers. Okay, let's talk about that too.
Oh
right?
my god, dude, you're on it with the transitions, bro. You're on it. That's amazing.
Does that make them like Kelsey and Taylor Swift? Does that compare?
Okay, let's not be fake about it. This is the segment that the wife brought up to me today. She really wanted to know, so let's talk about it. You have Travis Kelce and you have Taylor Swift in the NFL. And that took everyone by storm because you have the biggest pop star in the world, Taylor Swift,
In the world, 100%.
dating one of the most famous NFL players on the field in a Travis Kelce. He's debatably probably one of the best tight ends to play the game. He's like up there. And he's on debatably one of the best franchises or teams in NFL history.
Of all time.
Yeah.
Honestly,
And they're going to be winning more and more Super Bowls. And if that's controversial, sorry. It's just
it is what it
looking
is.
like it.
You got the Gronk, Brady,
combo.
Belichick.
Yeah,
Then
dude.
you
Like,
got the Reed, Mahomes, Kelsey.
yeah.
It's this literally like part 2 of the saga.
So the question that my wife has was, is there going to be a couple like that in the MLB? And I'm like, Justin Verlander, Kate Upton. She's like, no, Kate Upton's kind of, no longer in the mix.
Well, she
Justin
was like
Verlander's
the model.
old. That was 10 years ago.
That was the Golden Bachelor.
That was a golden match. We got Cole Tucker and Vanessa Hudgens, but Vanessa Hudgens also kind of like not really in the mix anymore. More of an actor, not really a musician.
You think Vanessa Hudgens is holding that back? Cole Tucker, bro.
Yeah,
Cole Tucker is even the MLB.
I don't know, dude. I think it's hilarious. I don't even know if not a lot of people know this about Cole Tucker's MLB debut, because the only reason why I know it is because I watched it for some odd reason. I just watched Cole Tucker's MLB debut, and they made such a big deal about Cole Tucker and his MLB debut. He's like, oh, this is going to be the future of the Pirates, a MLB shortstop, like top 3 in a couple years. Like, he's going to be a freaking stud. Guess who else made their MLB debut that day and got zero recognition, like barely any?
Who's that?
Brian Reynolds.
Oh gosh.
And Brian Reynolds is a monster. He's a monster.
Yeah, he is.
Cole Tucker is now on the Rockies, it seems like. And he had a couple below average seasons on the Pirates. Only played 5 games last year. And on the Rockies.
So obviously he's got a good personality.
Yeah, he's around, He's definitely around. And he's in He's on. Oh, sorry. He was on the Rockies last year. He's on the Mariners this year. So, anyways, let's move beyond Cole Tucker.
This took
Eligible bachelors in the MLB. Who do we got?
So this took quite a bit of research, and obviously you found your guy, and I still really haven't found mine. But we know that a lot of the studs or good-looking, whatever MLB players are all wiped up.
They're all taken.
All taken.
They all get married like right before they sign that big contract,
or right after,
or right after to their high school sweetheart,
yeah,
to just like an angel of a woman. You know,
it's crazy how that happens in the MLB, like
but
way more frequently.
But there's one guy, MVP, 2-time All-Star, was the face of the MLB for a while. I think he was on the cover of MLB The Show at one point. He's pretty electric. He's one of my favorite players. The only year he's won MVP, I called it mid-season, and everyone laughed at me. They said, "Ha ha, Cameron, you're so stupid."
I think Bellinger got robbed.
Christian Yelich, everybody. Christian Yelich. He's still single. He is still single and ready to mingle. Yelich. How old is he? I think he's 33, right? 32 years old. He's a California kid. He's got the face. He's got the height. Girls like the height, you know?
He's got the charm.
He's got the charm. I mean, I don't know about the charm, honestly.
I was just making up something.
He's he's a cool guy. He's a cool guy. I met him a couple times. He doesn't remember me, obviously. But I don't know how he is with the ladies. But if we're going to pair him with a big-time female musician, I'm thinking Selena Gomez.
Selena Gomez.
Selena Gomez. What do you think? Christian Yelich, Selena Gomez.
I mean, it could.
How do you combine those names?
It's just like
Selena,
I
Christian.
automatically thought of Cole Tucker and Vanessa Hudgens when you said that, because it's like, I don't know. It just,
why, dude? That like Selena Gomez is like
Disney.
Isn't Selena Gomez like the number one followed person on Instagram?
She's gotten a big following from the whole Justin Bieber, Hailey Bieber.
Dude, no. You're okay. Stop. You don't know what you're talking about. She has 430 million followers on social media.
She's
on Instagram.
She's a A-list celebrity. Yeah,
she's one of the biggest.
But she blew
musicians.
Up. She blew up when what was it, like Jenners and Hailey Bieber were bagging on her about stuff. And
okay, yeah, I mean, yeah, she has some feuds. I'm sure she's going through some, health.
I'm not
things
saying that's the only reason why she's
now.
relevant. I'm just saying that's how she blew up to the way you see it now.
Yeah, I mean, she's not touring. She's not like a freaking Taylor Swift icon when it comes to music.
Not even close.
Obviously.
Yeah.
But she's got
a lot of eyes on her.
A lot of people that follow her.
It's very good. It's very true.
I think, Selena, if you're out there watching our podcast, because I know, there's a shot. There's a shot.
Or Christian.
Why don't you take a little private jet over to Milwaukee and make it happen for the MLB community, okay?
Grab yourself a Miller Lite. Take a deep breath. Watch Christian Yelich hit a leadoff jack.
Yeah, watch him take some BP. Be like, wow, look at that lefty swing. Dang. It's a little goofy, but, it gets the job done. I'm just kidding.
Do you think she's going to be like, oh, that swing's a little goofy?
Yeah, I like his swing. What do you think about Christian Yelich's swing?
I mean, it's different.
Dude, that guy's a freaking monster, bro. I think
that's hidden pop.
He could be, a sneaky MVP dark horse candidate next year. Playing for a surprisingly overlooked Milwaukee team now that Corbin Burns is out of the picture. I feel like there's not a lot of eyes.
Devin Williams is hurt. He just got a broken hand or something like that out for a couple of months.
Yeah, not a lot of pressure over there. Not a lot of pressure. Just show up.
That's when he performed last.
That's when he performed last. Yeah.
There wasn't much pressure over there.
Not a lot of pressure.
And then they became the guys. And then he started to decline a little bit.
But with that, let's give our quick fire predictions. We're going a little over time here.
We tend to do that.
Let's start with our year predictions. So we're talking 2024 season.
Season is starting soon, so
I've spent tens of 20s of 30s of 40s of hours trying to figure out this, running all the numbers, all the possible simulations in my head. And when I say that, it was
5
more like
minutes.
a couple minutes.
is what he meant. Because that's all the time we got.
But I'm going by my gut, folks. I'm going with a gut feeling. So let's start with the East. How do you have it laid out? I have it East, Central, West, AL, NL, AL, NL, AL,
I got
NL.
it the other way around, but go ahead.
Okay,
I'll follow
start with
you.
the East. In the NL, I have the Braves. I think that's a no-brainer. They literally haven't gotten worse. They've only gotten better.
Just like we talked about last time,
They're
those
so
guys
good.
who are cheap aren't getting any worse.
No, they're not.
And they just keep adding little pieces to their team to
Because they can. Because they have the money.
yeah,
Because they're not paying
millions of trillions.
hundreds of millions of dollars to their studs.
I agree. I put the Braves as well. And then for the Central, I put the Cubby Bears.
Cubby Bears. NL Central, you got the Cubby Bears. I have the Reds. Hello.
Hello, how you doing?
Hello, Reds.
You know what's funny about that
Knock.
is I actually have the Pirates having more wins than the Reds this year.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. I'm sure you do,
do.
buddy. I think the Reds are fun. I think the fans are into it, and I think they make a push, and then they pick up a big arm come the playoff race. I think it's going to be a tight division, though. I don't think there's a clear winner in the NL.
Oh, I think that's the
tightest division.
Yeah, I think it could be out of all 6 of them. I think that's the one that can go anywhere.
Literally anywhere. Every team is like decent.
Like the Pirates. Not saying the Pirates are going to win the division, but I wouldn't be like completely shocked if the Pirates.
The Brewers won it last year, and they weren't like
They weren't the favorites.
No.
I'm pretty sure the Cardinals were the favorites, and they
they were in
sucked.
last.
Yeah, so
They could win too.
They could win.
They could. They have the talent. Every single team in that league,
Has the same talent.
yes, has like
I mean,
that
Pirates
same
have
potential.
a little bit. Reds are a little younger talent, but
Yeah.
they could be up to the same quality as those other teams.
They all have potential, but I like the Reds.
So
Maybe I'm
NOS,
biased.
I think this is obvious.
This is a slam dunk. It's the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Yeah, you can't go anywhere else with that pick. I mean, Diamondbacks, yes. World Series visit
Winners.
last year.
Oh, they didn't win. Sorry. That
World
was
Series
stupid.
visitors. They came in. They said, "Hi, how you doing? See you later." Rangers take over. But no, the Dodgers just all the acquisitions they made.
They're just stupid.
They're a
good.
slam dunk to
They're
win.
Stupid good.
I mean, they're favorites to win the World Series. So
AL East. What we got?
I got the Orioles.
Braves. I'm sorry. I meant to say. Oops.
Oops.
I meant to say Blue Jays. What?
Blue Jays. Huh?
Wait, what?
What?
I'll tell you why the Blue Jays, because they were far off last year, and their team's pretty good. And that's it.
Okay, cool.
I think
in
they
your,
could do it,
in your
bro.
1 minute of typing that Blue Jays answer, that's what you got from that? No,
I think they could do it, dude. I think they can. I think Vladimir Guerrero is a absolute stud, and I think Bo Bichette is right there with him. And sometimes I feel like you just need a good momentum swing from your two like all-stars to really get the rest of the team to rally together and be great. And I think the Orioles are one of the most talented teams in the league, but I feel like they might hit some growing pains now that they're on everyone's radar this year. Because when you played against the Orioles last year, it was like they're
A little
probably going to be
unexpected,
yeah,
but-
they're probably going to be like a walk in the park, and then they weren't. And then everyone was freaking out every time they play the Orioles. They're like this unstoppable beast. But now it's kind of like, okay, we got to be ready for the Orioles.
But here's the thing with the Orioles. They're like the Braves. They just have those pieces, and they just add a little bit more.
Yeah.
And they got a lot better this offseason.
But they're like the Braves in like 4 years. That's how I see it.
Okay, well.
They're the Braves 4 years ago, which were still good.
Yeah.
They were still good, but
I don't know. I think they have some veteran pieces now on that team that are going to propel them to first place again this year.
okay.
And obviously, I think the Yankees are going to be right behind them. I don't think the Blue Jays are anywhere close, to be honest. I think the Blue Jays actually finished fourth.
That's
Yeah.
upsetting.
Yeah, I have the Red Sox in last, the Rays in third. But
Whatever. Okay.
anyways, AL
AL
Central.
Central.
What do you got?
Twins.
I got the Guardians.
Okay. Why?
I just think, I don't know, the Guardians always stick around there, and this, in my opinion, is the worst division in baseball.
Yeah.
But
This is really
there's
like,
really not really a particular reason why I picked the Guardians. I just think they're going to sneak out 83 wins this year and win their division.
I just think the Twins won last year, so why not this year? You know, like I was gonna say the Tigers, and then they, traded their best pitcher away to the Padres. So I'm like, now I don't think the Tigers are gonna win because they have Spence.
Wait, what?
Didn't the Tigers trade away their?
You mean the White Sox?
That's what I
Dylan
meant.
Cease?
My bad.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, the Tigers have Tariq Skubal.
Oh yeah, they do.
That's their ace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I meant the White Sox.
Yeah.
They always seemed like they're gonna be good. Holy crap,
Dude,
dude.
the White Sox, I can go into them another time, but they were supposed to be the next deal with Luis Robert, Jose Abreu, Moncada, all these studs coming up.
And then they just
no.
nah,
It's crazy.
like the Mets.
They had the craziest farm system I've ever seen, and they just went nowhere. That's insane. Anyways, moving
Yeah.
on. AL West.
Ugh, that sucks.
I got the
Eloy Jimenez.
yeah.
He was supposed to be great.
I think he's gonna have, just for those guys who are looking out for fantasy, Eloy Jimenez is gonna have a monster year this year. Monster. He's gonna be insane.
Okay.
AL West, I got the Rangers, defending World Series champions. I see it being close with the Mariners, not the Astros. The Mariners are gonna be good this year.
That's who I have.
Okay. I like that. I do like that. But I just think, just like the Braves, just like the Orioles, the Rangers just got a little bit better.
Woo!
They just got a little bit better.
They did, and they won last year, and they're getting better.
Mm-hmm.
Which I respect, and I think yes, the Rangers, could take, but do they have that regular season stamina? Because they were also a wild card team last year.
That's
if I'm
true.
remembering correctly.
Yeah, the Astros won the division.
But
It was
that regular
very
season stamina.
close, though. It was very close.
Because you got Corey Seager, who's an injury liability, right?
Jacob DeGrom,
And
injured
Jacob-
currently.
Currently injured.
Yep. Their pitching staff is a little weak. That is something that I could see play a factor during the regular season. If somebody goes down, do they have the guys to step up? They have They have one of the best lineups in baseball, in my opinion.
Yeah.
If not the best.
Okay.
Right. But I don't know. We'll see. I mean, like I said, I like the Mariners. I think they're in that mature phase where those young guys now are dudes, right?
Julio.
You was Suarez on that team too? Eugenio?
Yeah.
J.P. Crawford's coming up, playing well. Cal Raleigh,
Yep.
he's honestly top 5 catcher in my opinion,
Yeah.
defensively and offensively.
Yeah. He's a fan favorite too.
Yeah,
Everyone
he is.
loves him. And he goes so overlooked.
And every time I see him on TV, I just think of the bad guy in Hancock. Just randomly throwing that out there real quick. I don't even know his name, but he looks just like him.
Really?
Do you not know who I'm talking about?
I have no idea.
Oh my gosh.
Wait,
Every time
I
I
gotta
see
look it
Cal
up.
Raleigh, I just think of the guy who's holding the thing, the explosive in his hand, and he's like, call me blah, blah, blah one more time.
Is what's his name? Kenneth Red Parker, that guy? Is that his name?
I don't know. I
Are
don't
you
know his
talking about
name.
just Hancock? No,
the bad guy in Hancock.
who's the
The
bad
guy
guy
who's in the
Hancock?
bank and gets his hand chopped off. You don't know that guy?
No,
You don't remember what he looks like?
I don't know.
He looks like him. Like it's not even. It's like a mirror image, doppelganger type
Okay,
deal.
let's see. Cal.
For those, that's I can't not think of that guy.
Oh yeah, they're pretty similar.
It's crazy.
That's funny.
It's crazy.
Wow. Okay.
Anyways,
Cool. Let's move on
Yeah.
to MVP predictions.
All right, I'm just
AL.
gonna fire both of mine. I'm gonna give a little description. You fire both of yours. I'm gonna go MVP NL. I'm gonna go Mookie Betts wins his second. Right, he's won only one. Right,
Yeah.
Mookie Betts wins his second MVP with the Dodgers, and the reason why is I just think, obviously in a stacked lineup, he's going to be the table setter. He's gonna score a bunch of runs. I think he's gonna steal more bags this year.
Okay.
And I think he's just going to be playing a shortstop. I actually think he's going to do well there because he said today, put me anywhere. I'm confident in playing any position.
You love a guy with good confidence.
That's right.
And he's the coolest guy on the field.
Coolest guy.
He also has a
Remember,
podcast.
everyone who plays Dodgers is gonna be a World Series game for them.
It is. Yeah, it's true, dude. Hey, if your guy's saying that, like,
Come on,
he's playing World Series games every single game.
every single day.
That's how
right.
he's seeing it.
And then
No days off for that guy.
That's right. I got the MVP for the AL. I got newly acquired Yankee Juan Soto.
That's who I have for my AL, Juan Soto.
You do?
Yeah, I think this is his year, dude.
This
he's
is his
looking
year.
good in spring.
Yeah, he
and
is.
he's playing in a hitter-friendly park. And he's
right
playing
field
against...
friendly park.
Oh my gosh, dude!
Even
He's
better.
playing in a lineup that also is just filled with giants.
Yeah, it's true.
Can he handle the pressure though, New York? I mean, he's pretty good on the East Coast.
I don't know. Honestly, with the Padres, I didn't feel like he fully settled in with that squad. And I think getting that new look now, that it's obviously not long term, it's only 1 year now.
Yeah.
Because he's a contract year. But I think usually when you go into contract years, you play it better
let's
because
play.
you're playing for your money.
I think he's got it.
Right? I think this is
got
it. I think gets that MVP, then gets the max of max contracts.
Do you think who's gonna put I think Julio Rodriguez is gonna put a little run for his money.
Yeah.
Give him a run for his money.
Maybe.
That's what I meant to say.
I don't know. I'm not a big Julio believer
Wow, why?
because he's so streaky.
Yeah, but like
And MVP,
that's how
you
everyone
can't-
starts though.
But you can't
Like,
be
when
streaky to win MVP.
But when you get in the league, that's how you start, you know? Like you kind of like your maturity in baseball is going from being a streaky guy to being a consistent player, you know? You kind of learn how to like balance everything. And I mean that's how like Acuna was. They're like comparing him to Acuna. That's when he was coming up. He's young, dude. He's 23.
No, I know. I'm fully aware of the talent this guy is.
My NL MVP, Corbin Carroll.
Yeah. You just think goes from rookie of the year next year, doesn't even suffer sophomore slump, just goes straight to the MVP.
Yes.
And what do you think about his game is going to give him that MVP? Like, do you think it's just stolen bases? Do you think he's going to hit for power? Do you think he's going to literally do it all? I mean, where is he batting that lineup? Is he batting 3 or is he batting leadoff?
I think he's doing freaking everything, bro. Better. Everything.
Yeah.
Everything's going up. Everything's going up with that guy.
He's a low-key kind of like a machine, if you think about it. Like,
he's a beast, dude.
he just goes up to the plate and he's not very intimidating in the box, but he just is freaking playing pepper in the box.
He is, yeah. I think he gets more power. I think he steals more bases.
Oh, yeah. He's not fully developed.
No,
He's still got a
just
lot
getting
more
started,
muscle.
dude.
Yeah, that's true.
he's just getting started. And his plate discipline is unlike any other rookie like we've seen in a while. Like this guy isn't just raw talent. This guy's a crafted baseball maniac.
Yeah, and he came up for being known to have like one of the fastest first or home to first, you know?
Yeah.
He's one of the fastest guys in the bigs.
Out of the left
And
box.
then he just go ahead and hits nukes.
Yeah.
And plays amazing defense and hits
That'll
for
do
average,
it for him.
right?
That'll do it for him. If he could hit some more home runs, I think that'll give him the edge. I honestly like the Ohtani would be like the choice if I were to choose an NL MVP, like a safe bet if I had to put money on it. But I truly I believe that Corbin Carroll has so much
Could
more
break out to that. He has
so
the
much
potential
more
to break
bring.
out.
Yeah, this season at least.
I could see that.
Cy Young. I have the worst AL Cy Young pick, and everyone's gonna laugh at me. But for the NL, I have Spencer Strider.
That's what I have.
And I
Do you
think
see
that's
his
pretty
spring
obvious.
stats? His spring stats?
Gosh, dude.
Dude.
Quad Mania.
Unhittable in spring training.
Quad Mania.
Oh my gosh. I mean, he's got his little 80s mustache, just quads bulging out of his pants.
Dude, he has to know what he's doing there. Like, he has to know.
How do you not be scared as a hitter when you're just getting stared down by that guy? And his right leg's open and just flexing on you. Come on now.
Oh man, dude. That's a power position. That's kind of like how the samurais used to pose before
Yeah,
a
that's
sword
true.
fight.
They're like, "Hoot." I mean,
They
just
like
get in
get
that
wide
one-
base,
Yeah, open legs.
open legs.
Yeah, that's true.
It's kind of like that's what he's doing.
Who do you got?
I think it's crazy that his name's Strider because he takes big strides. Is that dumb? AL Cy Young. This is the dumbest pick ever. And maybe if I could go back.
Wait, let me guess. Is it Alec Manoah?
No,
Oh, okay.
no. But that would be a pretty good bounce back.
I don't
pick.
know. Like that would be like I could see that happening, but I could see why you call it a dumb pick. That's why I guessed that. But okay, who do you got?
Taj Bradley.
No. Why?
Because he's nasty, dude.
Yeah, he's the 5th starter on the Rays.
Yeah, but Shane McCallahan or whatever his freaking name is. McClanahan. He kind of came out of nowhere, right?
I mean, yes, yeah.
On the Rays.
But he came out of nowhere, and then next year he was Cy Young.
Yeah, well, Taj came out of nowhere last year, and then this year he could be Cy Young.
5 ERA last year?
Yeah, he just didn't figure it out. Now he's figuring it out.
He's figured it out?
He's figuring it out now.
I went with Corbin Burns.
That's a safe pick.
I think, obviously he's going to get a lot of wins. He didn't have a great year last year. Remember that. He didn't have a great year. But I just think that, once again, moving ball clubs, playing for a little bit more of a contending team, he's just going to put it together this year.
That makes sense. I mean, on the
Orioles. I feel like Garrett Cole was a safe pick for this, but now since he's got elbow injury, we talked about that earlier.
Yeah, you can't go with Garrett.
I think there's a lot of other good, potentially could be Cy Youngs, but I like Corbin. I've always liked him. But
look, Taj, 3 innings pitched.
Now let me ask you this: do you think Spencer Strider could win MVP?
No,
you don't think that's out of question?
I don't think so.
What if he just puts up 350 Ks, 2 ERA, and 22 wins?
I think there's too many good hitters for him to win MVP. The only people that win MVP as pitchers are like when the hitters aren't performing. Like the MVPs that we saw were during like the 2011s, 2010s when home runs were a little harder to come by, and
it's true.
I
mean, I don't know.
2010s range.
I'm just gonna
Clayton
say
Kershaw,
this. I think Strider is. I think he could win MVP. Honestly, I could see it happening. It just would, for a pitcher to win MVP playing every 5 days, it would have to be an insane year.
He could have an insane year.
Just the way he was throwing in spring, and we already know what he brings to the table. Yeah. Coming in with that form, I don't know.
All right, Rookie of the Year, AL, I have Evan Carter on the Rangers because this award or this prediction for this award is so just ridiculously
It's tough.
unknown.
He's going to be on the starting lineup.
I know he's going to be in the starting lineup. I know he has potential. I know he's a good player.
And not even potential. What he brings.
Yeah.
He brought in the postseason, the highest stage. He can do it. Yeah. I got Evan Carter too.
And then NL, I think this one's a no-brainer as well. Yamamoto.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
I mean, you got guys like, Jung Ho Lee on the Giants?
Yeah.
He's pretty good.
He could be.
He's kind of an Ichiro-esque type of hitter. Yeah. Where he just gets on base, steals some bases.
He also has like some amazing bat flips I've seen on Instagram.
He's Korean, right? He's Korean?
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
If they have 3 names, that's how you know.
That's a good way to look at it.
No, I'm serious.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. It's a good way to look at it.
Yeah.
All right,
let's go World Series winner.
Well, before we do that, let's go regular season record. Who has the best record? I put the Braves.
Yep, Braves.
Yeah.
They had it last year. They got better this year. I think they're going to have it this year.
I mean, the Braves are if you're looking for a regular season team,
that's your team.
Look no further.
That's your team.
Look no further.
World Series winners.
Dodgers.
It's
a little biased.
I think it's the Dodgers because I think we have the experience. I think we have the pieces that we were missing. I think we're getting some pieces back that we were missing last year.
But we also have the youth, the energy of young guys like Bobby Miller.
Yeah. And I don't think they have the best record in the league because simply they have guys that are going to have like an adjustment period. Like Yamamoto is going to need to adjust to the MLB a little bit. I mean, Japanese pitchers have a tendency of like showing up and like carving for like the first couple months. But I still think like there needs to be some sort of adjustment period. He's going to have like some slumps in the middle of the season, I think. But and then obviously Ohtani is going to be seeing pitching he's never saw before in the NL.
Yeah. I mean, I think the reason why they don't have the best record is because you got guys like Hayward, you got guys like Lux, you got guys like Muncy, you got guys like sometimes Will Smith who are very at times can slump.
Yeah, but like
for a long
they had
period
those
of
guys
times.
last year, so and they didn't have it, but we're talking about like they got new guys. So why not have a better record? I just looked at it. 100 wins last year, Braves had 104. They're 4 wins off.
Yeah.
So with the additions of Ohtani and Yamamoto, why not the Dodgers having the best record?
Oscar Hernandez against lefty curse that we've always had past 10 years.
Yeah, and then we were missing Bueller. We're missing
Dustin May.
We're missing why can't I remember his name? The
Gonsolin.
lefty.
Oh, a lefty hitter?
No, the pitcher. The guy that
Kershaw?
No, Urias.
Oh gosh,
Right?
that's a whole nother topic.
Yeah, he's gone. Right?
Done.
He's
See
done.
ya.
See ya.
One eye has become 0 eyes on him now.
0 eyes on that pitcher. He's no longer pitching for the Dodgers. And he was one of our best pitchers last year, so we were missing him. So we have all these guys back. Why aren't the Dodgers having the best record? Because I think there's a adjustment period that everyone's going to have to go through.
It's true.
And I think that is going to
Yeah.
cause a little bit of suffering in the regular season, but in the postseason, I think we're going to be fired up.
I just think 162 games, Braves.
Yeah.
Right? 7 games, Dodgers. I think that's what it comes down to.
I think so.
All right, last 2 things. Who's going to have more stolen bases, Corbin Carroll or Ronald Acuna Jr.?
I think the Carroll Meister. I think he's doing it.
I'm gonna have to go with Acuna. I just think, I mean, obviously Corbin Carroll's faster, but Acuna is just a better base runner.
Yeah.
In my opinion. So I don't know. I mean, that's why we picked it, though. It can go either way. I'm going with Acuna on this one, but home runs, Olsen or Ohtani.
I mean, I respect your Acuna pick before we jump ahead.
Yeah.
I just think Carroll because I said he was going to win MVP, so I have to say Carroll.
I assumed you were going to say Carroll after hearing that he was your MVP pick.
I think Ohtani's going to have more home runs.
You think so?
I think so. I think he is a beast, and I think that he's looking good in spring, and I think he is embracing this like not pitching.
I was just gonna say that. What do you think? Do you think he gets better from just focusing on hitting and not even focusing on pitching?
Well, because like there have been moments on the Angels where he had to sit out pitching and he had to just hit.
Because he would go in a slump?
No, just because he got hurt the first time he
the first
got
time,
Tommy John, right? And he did poorly in those moments.
Yeah.
But I think now, coming into his freaking big boy form, because back then he was just a young, strapping man. Now he's in his big boy form, dude.
Yeah.
He's looking even bigger than ever.
I agree. I think
big.
he's gonna hit more home
That guy's
runs.
big.
Yeah.
He's big.
Yeah. Well,
He's gonna hit 50, I think.
You think so?
You think he gets to 50? I think so. I think he's gonna work harder than everyone else on that field.
50's
He's
a
gonna
lot.
dedicate all that energy towards hitting.
I hope you're right, by the way.
And Olsen, you're big on Olsen. You love Olsen. You think Olsen's hitting more?
Yeah, he was my sleeper pick back in 20 whatever when we did those sleeper
2018.
pick videos. Yeah. I was
was a
just
big
like
slipper.
3 years behind.
Yeah. Do you think Olsen is hitting more home runs or what?
No. I think Ohtani is.
Oh, okay.
I think we come to an agreement on this one.
Lovely. Wow, Chase, we did an hour and 20-something minutes. How do you feel?
It just this talking about baseball is such a passion to me that it goes by so quick, and I'm looking at my clock too, and I noticed that we started, about an hour and 20 minutes ago. But I mean, it's not about how long, it's about how enjoyable is this experience, right? And I'm having a great time. I hope you're having a great time too.
Yeah.
I think we touched on a lot of good topics. I think we have a lot of good points or a lot of good opinions on these things. I hope that everyone who's watching or listening to us feels the same way.
Yeah. I think it's going good. Second podcast in the books. Second podcast in the books.
In the books.
Let me say that one more time. Second podcast in the books. We are wrapping it up. Chase, What are we going to talk about next week? We'll find out.
We'll find out next week.
How do we end these things? I was like,
I don't know,
trying to
man.
think about, do you want to plug your Instagram or something?
I just
don't
want you
freaking
to have
know.
a good night. I want them to have a good night. I'm going to have a good night. We'll see you guys later. Thanks for listening.
And watching.
One.
If you're watching.
Here we go.